G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this episode of LEGO Investment Update, we are taking a look at the Corner Garage. Let's talk about it. So the set we'll be having a look at today is this one here, the LEGO Corner Garage. It is set number 10264, 2,569 pieces, and obviously it is a part of that Creator Expert and the modular range of LEGO sets. Now this set obviously did retire just in December, which means it's been retired for about 6 and 7 months right now. So we're just going to have a look at an update, just see how it is performing and my thoughts for in the next 12 to 18 months how this set will be performing. Now in Australia, this set did retail for 300 Australian dollars. In the US it was 200 and in the UK it was 160 pounds. Now, if we go over here to Brickset and take a look at the shelf life, we can see that it did release here in January of 2019 and it did retire at the end of 2021, meaning it was just out for shy of 3 years, which for modulars is about that sweet spot for retirement life. Obviously, it was out for shorter, would have been a lot better, but they are usually out for about that just shy of 3 years. Obviously, some are out for longer, but if they're out for about that 3 years, you know they're going to do okay return on investment wise. Now, it does have 6 minifigures as well. 6 are exclusive. We're just going to have a quick look at that first before we touch on the value of this currently. So we do have the Child, which is about a $3 fig. Usually with modulars, there isn't really any standout minifigures, but they usually are all exclusive. We've got Man with Dark Brown Hair, which is another $3 fig. We've got the Mechanic Female, which is about a $2.50 fig, exclusive as well. Obviously they all are. The Male Mechanic, which is about the $2.50 as well. The Veterinarian, which is about a $3.30 fig, and the Woman is about a $3 fig, so nothing stand out there, so we don't need to really touch on the minifigures, but we will be having a look at the value of the set. Now, as you can see on Bricklink, the current average is selling for about 352 Australian, which is about $52 above retail. So we can already see that there has been growth, but that's the last 6 months, and if we just touch on in July, so far it's sitting at about 361. In June, about 356. May was about 366. Then April, 349. March, 360. Then we've got 358 in Feb. And obviously January was a little bit lower because that's when the set did start to retire at 339. So on average it is currently sitting about 352. So after Bricklink fees and such, you will be probably pocketing about 330 if you did sell it on Bricklink at this current time of recording. If we go and have a look on eBay here in Australia, we can see that one sold for 429. I will actually change this to new because we don't want to be looking at used ones. 429, 425, 420, 400. So 450, so you can see it's kind of sitting anywhere between 420, 450. So we'll just go for an average of about 400 or so, because there is a couple of lower ones. Obviously you could get more as well, but after eBay fees you'd be looking probably about that 340 as well, so there isn't much difference between them. So you'd be probably looking at pocketing about 340 bucks in your pocket if you sold it on both of those at the moment. And obviously if you sold it on Facebook, you wouldn't have to worry about fees and you could pick up a little bit more. You might even be able to sell for about probably around that 400 mark on Facebook if you did try. Now I did manage to pick up 2 of these sets before they did retire. Unfortunately, I didn't have too much money at the time. When I wanted to pick up this set, I had just spent money on other things personally as well, so I did only manage to pick up 2 of these. I got them for 20% off at about 240 bucks. So I'm just going to be chucking that in the investment calculator and seeing how much money I would be making now and how much percentage we will be making if we bought it at retail. So as I said, I paid 240, and if we pocketed about 340 bucks between when it retired and what today's date is, I'd be looking at about 100 bucks gain with a return on investment of 41%, which we don't need to worry about this because it hasn't even been a year yet, but I'd be looking at about 41% return on investment after 6 months, which is pretty good. And if I had paid retail at 300, I'd be looking at about 13% return on investment. Now, what are my thoughts on this set going forward? Now, modulars do tend to start off a little bit slow, and they do tend to kick on towards obviously the longer that they have been out. So I do anticipate that probably in the next 12 months it would have seen more of a growth than it did in the first 6 months, obviously. So the next 6 months I believe that it will be growing faster than what it has in the first 6 months. It did have kind of a shorter shelf life compared to a lot of the modulars out there, especially like the Pet Shop and the Parisian Restaurant. It does have the same shelf life as the Brick Bank and the Downtown Diner, which is very good. So, and if you did pick this set up at a discount, obviously you're going to be looking at, I believe, around that 80% to 100% return on investment after about 18 months, at least. Maybe quicker. We'll see how the next 6 months goes. But if you are that type of investor which likes to buy sets and hold on to them for about 12 to 18 months and hopefully try and double your money, I believe that probably by the middle of next year, you will be doubling your money on this set, especially if you did get it at that 20% off as well. Another thing I do like about it is that it is a corner modular, which they tend to do better as well. Just take Brickbank, for example. So it does have that going for it as well. And along with, it's obviously a part of the modular range of LEGO sets, which are by far the easiest sets to sell. They are so easy to sell. I did buy so many of the other modulars like Palace Cinema, Brickbanks, Pet Shops, Town Halls, you name it. And when it was time to sell them, they just go like that. So it does have that going for it as well. When you do eventually come to sell this set, it will be very easy to sell. But those are just my thoughts on this set. I believe that it will be around that 80% return on investment by the middle of next year. We'll see what happens. I don't believe it will go as good as Brickbank, but it is going to do decently as well because it is a corner and it was out for around that 3-year mark as well, which is similar to Brickbank. So fingers crossed that this set does continue to perform well, and hopefully I believe the next 6 to 12 months it will kick on a bit more quicker than what it has in the first 6 months. But anyway, leave your thoughts down below on this set, how you think it will perform. Did you get it? Did you not? Did you wish you did? Let me know your thoughts down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.